Um, we arrived just now. Um, so April, here's the interesting thing about Rashad Weaver. I think Rashad Weaver can do some things that he's capable of on the field, and here's the thing. I think that he can get in there and get pressure on Lamar Jackson. He has to be able to step up in the pocket and force Lamar to throw the ball and force him out of the pocket. That's one of the things that I'm. That's one of the things that I'm concerned is Harold Landry. We don't know if he's that same guy yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Harold's been kind of quiet the last few games. He has had his, plays, especially against Burrow. But I kind of think that, with Weaver being in there, um, and Weaver is one that, he does play well. He's got the speed to get up in there. Did we say if Simmons is playing? Is Simmons playing as well? I think they'll play well off of each other.
Um, I think that the Titans defense have to get in there and get pressure early on the quarterback.
Yes, I agree.
They have to they have to get Lamar Jackson down early on the ground. Because you look at Lamar Jackson, right? He's a really good quarterback in this league. But the only thing is that he's only won one playoffs game. And that was against the Titans a couple years ago. But I hate to bring that up. Um,
Yes,
I
I
think,
agree.
but that one hurt when the Ravens stomped on our logo like that. Well, we did it to them back in 2020, right?
Yes.
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, that was like I want to say that was like maybe a week after Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember,
Yeah, it was not nice of either team to do that. So
but it was not nice to do that for Regardless, anyways. Um, April, so our team beat the Ravens back in 2020. They beat them. They beat them in the playoffs in 2020, and then they beat them in the regular season in 2020. And I was happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate the Baltimore Ravens more than any team in the NFL. Are you there, April?
yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Ravens either. I don't think they're my most hated team. I think right now my most hated team is the Colts. But well, and the Steelers. But yes, the Ravens are a big rivalry. It was bigger back when you had Eddie George and Ray Lewis that were literally gunning for each other. That was a really fun rivalry to watch. But we'll see Sunday how the Titans respond. I'm going to say this: I don't expect them to respond well. Um, there's a lot of things that's wrong that you can't fix overnight, and so I'm expecting us not to actually get a whole lot better until we come out after the bye week.
Yeah, I don't I don't really expect us to respond well either. To be honest with you, I don't think this Titans team is gonna come out, and I don't think they're gonna respond too well. I just don't see it in the Titans that much. But anyway, I don't I don't know if that's one of the things. If they I don't know if they respond after the bye better or before the bye. Which one do you think, April?
I think if they're going to respond, if they're going to turn the season around, is going to be after the bye. I think they are going to need that week to kind of really have a come to Jesus with each other and the coaches and figure out how they want this season to go. Do they want to tank and rebuild, or do they want to have a shot and a run at playoffs and try to fix what's going on? So I think it'll be interesting that first game coming out after bye to see exactly which way they go. I said before the season on my brother and my podcast that it could take these first 6 games, and it could be ugly the first 6 games, for our offense to really gel together because of all the pieces that they had to put together. We had the rookies on the O line. You had D Hop coming in as a receiver. There's just a lot of pieces that aren't used to working with each other. So I'm hoping that's all it is. I'm hoping they just need some time to gel, and then coming out of bye, they'll be a lot better. The best thing we can hope for is that they do turn it around Sunday and that we go into bye 3-3. We come out of bye and go on, 7-8 game winning streak. That's a lot to ask for and a lot to hope for, but I don't think that it can't be done. And I'm not ready to give up on the season yet. Everybody's talking about bench Tannehill and put in, the rookies. I'm just not ready to do that yet. I'm not ready to give up on the season yet. And I don't think the Titans are either. And I think even when they are, they won't do that. I think that they'll just kind of ride it out with him as quarterback and then start over next year with the rebuild and all that stuff, because they'll more than likely lose Henry. They'll lose Tannehill, and we'll be starting over with that.
I think that we will lose Derrick Henry as well. But here's the thing, I just don't see Derrick Henry coming back. I don't. Okay, and we're gonna need we're gonna need one of those free agents to come in if we let go Derrick Henry. Who would that be? Um, April.
Well, I think that we would definitely keep Tajay. And then let's not forget, though, we kept a really good running back as a third back, or as a third back that we haven't seen yet. So I think they'll just probably move him up to 2 and kind of leave the running back position the way it is when we lose Henry. And I hope that whatever team Henry goes to does win a Super Bowl, because he deserves it. He deserves a ring after, how well he's done us. So if we don't do it for him this year, I definitely hope that he goes somewhere that he can get a ring so he can be a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame, because he definitely deserves it.
But I want to see Derrick Henry obviously win a Super Bowl with the Tennessee Titans. But
obviously that's what we would hope for. But looking at where the season's at and where it's going, that's kind of unrealistic. So you would hope that with all the years that we had him, we didn't waste him. But look at what we've done. We put all the years that we've had him.
We can't trade Tannehill.
We can't trade Tannehill. First of all, we won't get anything for him.
but we what would that be? Maybe we would not get anything for him if we trade him, Brian. I'm sorry, but here's the thing: Tannehill has done great for the franchise. Tannehill
Yes.
has stepped up since Marcus left the
Yeah.
team. I think that Tannehill is gonna be it's gonna be good.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, I don't think they're looking at everything that he's done since he's come in. He came in and turned this organization around. For a long time, we had hope. I mean, look at how many years we went to playoff with Tannehill versus when we didn't have him. Look at how many years, we exceeded in the playoffs whenever, with him versus without him. So, I mean, I think a lot of people are being unfairly cruel on Tannehill just because they're not getting their way right now. But everyone has had off seasons. I mean, even the great Peyton Manning only won 2 Super Bowls. So what was he doing the rest of that time? And he played for a long time. So calm down. Just, ride it out. Like I said, like they'll probably just ride out the season and see how it goes.
I had I had to put Brian and Tom out because he kept on giving us hard times, right? April, I think that we are definitely gonna ride it out with Tannehill this season. I think Tannehill. I mean, he hasn't. I mean, he literally he literally came out and played his best game in week 2, and then his first game he kind of played iffy though. But I'm not. I'm not gonna say Tannehill is not a bad quarterback. It was his wide receivers that wasn't getting open. And he was throwing it in triple coverage, which is I understand that. And that was on Tannehill too. Tannehill shouldn't have forced that ball in triple coverage.
Yeah. Well, I think too, a lot of people were expecting him to be, I don't know, Tom Brady or something. We knew when we picked him up who we got. I mean, we knew who he was, and he's being exactly who he was. So, why are y'all upset now? It's not like he's just was ever supposed to be a Peyton Manning or anything like that.
Um, April, what was you saying?
Oh, I was
Um,
just saying we knew who Tannehill was when we got him. He was never Tannehill was never, Tom Brady or anything like that. We knew who he was when we got him. We knew his inconsistencies when we got him. So, I mean, we can't be upset now. I mean, this is just who he is.
it's um, it's just I mean, we're 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 in a situation where we're gonna have to we're gonna have to get these other quarterbacks ready for next year, I I just don't think it's I don't think I think it's gonna take more time for Malik Willis to get ready and get out there on the field. I just don't think he's going to get to see the field next year either, to be honest with you, April. What do you think about Malik Willis not seeing the field next year?
I don't think he will either. Um, if he does, then we're in a really bad situation. And I don't think that even if he does see the field, he will be there long. I think it'll be a rebuilding thing. They'll probably clean house and start over. It's not like he's going to come in and be the next Steve McNair. We know exactly who we drafted as well. He was drafted to be a project, and that's what he is.
and I think we can. I think we can get another quarterback next year as long as I I think we can draft another quarterback next year. Okay, let's go over to the running back situation now. Let's talk about the running backs. And in the 2021 season, we missed Derrick Henry for half of the season. And so, April, what's your take on when we missed Derrick Henry for half of the season in 2021? Um,
I think we definitely missed him half the season of 2021, but I also don't think he ever came back truly who he was. I think that um, he's still not back to form. He's still kind of missing a step. And it's not to say anything bad about Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry is a great running back, but he's just where he is. He's human, and he has lost a step. I feel like that 4th and 1. First of all, it shouldn't have been called last week, but I feel like on any other year, prior to his injury, he could have pushed through the pile and or changed direction and got us that 4th and 1. And we're so spoiled to that and so used to that. But we don't want to take a step back and look and say, hey, it could be Derek. Like nobody's ready to admit that yet. And and rightfully so. He's been the best player on our team for a long time, but he's human like everybody else, and he, definitely, if you're gonna blame Tannehill for the things, and say he's lost it, well, Derek's lost a step too.
so when Derrick Henry came back for that playoffs game, he did not even look like Derrick Henry at all. He he looked like he looked like a totally different running back when he came back for that playoffs game. And April, he really he really couldn't move in that playoffs game when he was running. He was running slow when he was in that playoffs game.
Yeah, I
And
agree. I agree, and he's never fully picked back up his step. So
and I and I don't think Derrick Henry is full. I don't think Derrick Henry is the back he used to be. You know what I'm saying? And
oh, he's definitely not. I completely agree with you there, Bryce. He's not. People aren't ready to admit it yet, but it's true.
I think it would hurt. It would hurt not to see him retire as a Titan.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure.
but it but I think he's gonna go to another team and win a Super Bowl there.
I do too. I think he'll go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl, but I don't think it'll be because of strictly him. It'll be because of the team, the line, the quarterback. They'll have all the pieces.
Um, they got they, they got a couple good weapons over there. They got Jameson Williams. They got Khalif Wayman. They got Josh Reynolds over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't know any of the other weapons, but they have a solid squad over there. And and guess what? They did beat they beat the defended champions in week 1. Um they did beat the Chiefs in week 1, the Super Bowl defended champions. They took them out week 1.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. Ravens, the ones that we're facing this week, they are another run first team. And Eddie George went there when he was done with the Titans, so I wouldn't be surprised to see um, the similar move out of Derrick Henry to go to the Ravens, and that's possibly when they win it because they'll have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and some more pieces together.
We got DeAndre Hopkins though, but I'm expecting DeAndre Hopkins to do big in this game when his number is called. I don't expect him to go out there and just get 100 yards. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. But I would predict about 60 yards for DeAndre Hopkins anyways this week. What do you think?
The more that D Hop gets acclimated into the offense, I think that'll be the more yards that we see out of him. Um, but yeah, I mean, he was never meant to be a one anyway. I think he came in, as a filler. He's doing a great job while Burks is out. I think when Burks comes back and we're able to spread the ball around a little more, we may see his number go back down.
It might be limited when Traylon Burks gets back in the mix up in the mix. But I think Traylon Burks can do well. He can. I mean, if it's like, it seems like the play action works when Derrick Henry's in the game. But we we have to throw the deep shots down the field. I mean, we have to make those kind of plays down the field this week against the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. What did they do on the Pittsburgh Steelers last week? They uh, they allowed it a touchdown at the end of the game. Um, George Pickens caught the long pass from Kenny Pickens. It was like a 30-yard pass or so. Um, so the Baltimore Ravens defense has had some struggles on the deep ball throws, but what what do you guys think in the comment section? How well is this secondary gonna do against the Titans wide receivers? Um, April.
It depends on how our receivers come out and decide to play. Some weeks I feel like they can't catch COVID, and some weeks they do pretty well. So
I just I don't know if that's one of the things. I don't know if that's one of the things that the wide receivers come out short one week and then they come out the other week and play good. What's wrong with the Titans wide receivers? April, what do you think is wrong with the Titans wide receivers? What went wrong to you in the Indianapolis Colts game?
The Titans receivers, and not just in the Colts game, but in a lot of the games, they have a really hard time running their routes and getting open. It's not like we're looking at open wide receivers all day. He has to throw into tight windows, which can cause turnovers, but in general, he's throwing. It's a contested throw every single time. And then when it's not a contested throw, you have Okonkwo over there coughing it up, dropping it. Um, so it's either they're dropping the balls or they're not getting open. They're not running their routes well enough. They're not. Maybe we don't have the speed that we need and on our wide receiver core. I'm not sure. I haven't checked all of their speeds, but I think so.
But we but we do need a speedy wide receiver next year. That's one thing that I'm kind of concerned about for this next Titans draft. Is draft a wide receiver in the first round. Why not? I mean, we have to be able to get a wide receiver earlier than later because Colton Dow, we all knew he wasn't gonna be the wide receiver that we all expected him to be, and I and, and I don't think he's the wide receiver that's gonna be one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. I don't see that from him. He freaking when we played the Bengals, he okay, when Tannehill tried to throw that ball to him, he freaking flopped. He flopped backwards. April, I'm I'm just I'm just kind of pissed at Colton Dowell for not catching that football against the Bengals. He he didn't do he didn't do what he was asked for either. He just went out there and just tried to do a random route. It seemed like and ran and random plays do not work on the field. You can't do you cannot do random routes like that. April. So what do you think about Colton Dowell?
I'm sorry, my kid spilled something on my laptop. I was trying to get it off. He's not my favorite. I don't think he runs routes very well. He doesn't block very well. I agree with you. I think when we drafted him, we knew we weren't getting a very quality guy, which is why they ended up going out and getting D Hop as well.
Um, I I just I don't see I don't see anything from Colton Dowd, to be honest with you. I I would have played Mason Kimsey out there and see what he had at a shot. I mean, I would have play I would have played Mason Kimsey out there to see what he had at a shot. I mean, why not give Mason Kimsey a shot at the wide receiver position? He's capable of doing things on the field. He's very reliable. I mean, give him a chance. Why not? Oh, get out of here. Lost, oh no, we lost April. But